Hey, what's up, gangsters? This is Phreak bringing you an audio commentary for WCReplays.com. This audio is copyrighted by the site, so don't go stealing it or else use a bitch. Today we have a Night Elf versus Human game. It is between Moon and Infi. The one unfortunate thing about this game is it is online, and Infi lives in China, and the host is Korean, so ping advantage does go to Moon, which can affect games more than you might think. So keep that in the back of your mind. Oh my god, how did Moon win? One of the factors might have been ping, so just kind of keep that in mind. But a lot of it really is very good play from Moon, and we're going to be going over just what that is. So let's go ahead and get this game paused to the 1 minute mark at the 1x speed. We're going to unpause this game very soon, so get yourself there. If you are not there, you should probably pause this audio, get yourself to the 1 minute mark, and then unpause this audio when you're there, because we are now going to unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so what you see if you replay this replay, or if you simply have watched it before, or you watch the minute leading up to the pause point, he sent out an early wisp to build that Ancient of War. The reason for that is it's actually impossible now for Infi to make that Ancient of War die to bring a militia in there and doing that whole thing. Now I realize the militia was sent late, because, hey look, the Demon Hunter's already started, militias don't last a minute and a half, but the point still stands that the Ancient of War would be durable enough to withstand creep pressure. Additionally, he has built it rather far back. You can build it much closer to the creeps if you want to, however this can cause problems because your opponent can show up with his peasant and whatever, and cause the creeps to attack your Ancient of War, so you have to be a little bit careful. Right here you just see the wisp on the tree, the archer in the back. This is a very much planned out creep pattern here from Moon. Now he does make a little bit of a mistake here in getting his archer hit upon by those creeps, but he does loop it around and finally get that to do the right thing. He could have attacked that rogue one more time with the Ancient of War, but it's not a big deal. Again, you see this rogue, unfortunately, hitting his archer a little bit more. He has to pull it back, and he does lose quite a bit of time because of having to run the archer around, not getting full damage of it from Lightning Shield. It is a negative thing going on here. But you'll notice just Moon simply building the Ancient of War far enough away that it is, going to live throughout Peasant Harass, and just simply the exact positioning used to get the Lightning Shield. The AI, by the way, just real quick, for when people will use Lightning Shield, if it makes basically the creep will Lightning Shield a target that will thus damage 2 of your guys without hurting one of its own. If you are next to one of the creeps, it will never Lightning Shield you because it will hurt itself in doing so. And as long as you have 2 units touching, actually, well, technically 3 units touching, because it has to hit 2 units with the damage output, then it will Lightning Shield whatever it wants to. Anything that will hit 2 units. So right there, it counts the uprooted Ancient of War and the wisp on the tree as standing units, and so it just simply Lightning Shielded the archer because it was not touching any of those little raider guys, and it was touching the Ancient of War. Now, granted, the Ancient of War actually didn't take damage because it's not technically a unit, but the AI doesn't really care. The AI thought it was, so that's what happened. Now you just see simply Moon coming in here, getting the level 2 just by simply, getting those 2 creep kills, and he's going to run over right away to try to harass Infi. Now he made a small mistake in running his Demon Hunter all the way up to the top, instead of assuming he might go to the mercenary camp here, but point still stands. He just runs in and out, tries to pick off units as best he can. You're going to see here he's going to pick off this footman. He should get those peasants back there as well, but unfortunately he also gets surrounded. That makes things very difficult for him. You just see him go after some militia right here, but he pulls it back, goes after a peasant right here. And this time Infi can't actually replace the surround, so he's actually going to have to keep that peasant sitting still, and you see that he has to bring the archer back in to finish that creep off, and not a very good harass for Moon. Honestly, that was not very good play. He didn't get slowed by the creeps or anything, but he just simply walked into a surround because he got over-aggressive. Now, one thing you will notice here is Moon has simply only made 1 archer. This is a conscious choice to only make 1 archer. It saves money so that he can buy items and whatnot. And you can see right here, if you click on one of Moon's buildings, or if you're on his point of view, he's got, a good 900 something gold, which he just spent now, I believe, on a Hunter's Hall, because he's halfway teched. I think this is a little bit of a late, actually no, I take it back, he's actually building an expansion. The Hunter's Hall is actually not going up, so I'm not quite sure when that's going to be built. But you notice right here, he does a little cute move with the wisps there, pulls the creeps out, grabs the mercenaries, and this is all very much part of his strategy because he's going for a harassment attempt. He's going to try to stop the expansion, and you're going to see that Moon will get his expansion underway. he still has not started his Hunter Assault, which he really could afford. He checked real quick to see if the mercenaries were available at Infi's sides of the mercenary camp, but as you can see, Infi already picked up his 2 forest trolls, so nothing special there for the Night Elf. But you can see he's just coming back and forth. Unfortunately, realized that human army is too big for the Demon Hunter to walk in and harass anything, so he pulls back. Infi's simply losing no time and just creeping, getting some more experience and gold. And you see that Moon is kind of dejected and, oh crap, I can't do anything now because his army's camping right there. He does sell the Gauntlets of Strength you saw right there, just getting a little bit more money for him. You can see that he does have the Tree of Life going up. He does have the Hunter's Hall finally now being constructed. I believe, again, that's just kind of late to build it that, just to build it that late. I mean, he could have really afforded it earlier, but you can see that the offensive shop was simply to get the staff right away, and that will help him because he's now going to go harass. This is one of the important things that you will see in this matchup, and is important to do as a Night Elf player, is your opponent will typically not have towers everywhere. He just can't really afford and have that much lumber, especially if he's creeping constantly with militia. If he's going to get level 3, basically, he has to militia creep 2 to 3 camps, and that's going to cause a lot of a very big lumber deficit. And what you see here is Moon is just simply trying to pick off as many peasants as he can because there are no towers at the main. It is, again, very rare to see your opponent have defenses everywhere. It just simply doesn't happen very often. And this is exactly what Moon is trying to deal with. Is, okay, well, your defenses aren't everywhere, so let me go attack your main. And the unfortunate thing, of course, is that some footmen show up, and because footmen do bonus damage to berserkers and archers, he has to run them away, and nothing's fast enough between the panda and the trolls and whatnot to actually chase footmen around, so they can just simply dance back and forth all day, and Moon can't do a whole lot to them. So Infi now going for a timing attack. It's a little bit late on Infi's part, but he did have to defend, so you can't really blame him for that. But he's just simply trying to pick off. He would have normally tried to pick off Ancients of Lore, but he saw this uprooted Ancient of War and decides it's actually time to go for that instead. He will do some damage here, but you'll notice that Infi is going to now lose a footman, and Moon will decide to chase that down. Now, I believe he should have picked up Boots of Speed here because it makes this whole dance a lot easier. But of course he does manage to pick off the footman, but the Ancient of War does die. But it just, in most cases, simply very worthwhile to have the Boots of Speed. It allows you to chase your opponent's Archmage around, and it really allows you to exert a lot of map control. Now, I'm not one to tell Moon what to do, but I've just, in my experience, Boots of Speed have been very vital in this kind of a matchup. Additionally, again, Moon had like 1,000 gold at one point, and I understand that he's expanding and getting a panda and getting staffs and all this stuff, so I understand that he obviously spent his money somehow. But I've just always found Boots of Speed to be useful, so just take that for what you feel it's worth. So, you see here, again, Infi coming in with just a lot of harassment. Moon is obviously spending every dime he has. He's gotten the lores, he's now gotten this Goblin Shredder. And the thing to remember right here is, I mean, this is just micro, so there's not much to say, is that Moon has played so many games. I mean, for someone like me, if I was playing Infi right now, I'd be playing most of this by ear. Oh yeah, I should probably expand. Oh yeah, it'd probably be a good idea to get a Shredder. Oh, I should probably buy some mercenaries. This is all planned, pre-planned for Moon.